Hey y'all! Totally original Nintendo YouTuber that's not copying the other style of Nintendo YouTuber ruthlessly here. Rayman 2? More like Rayman Poo and my— If you were to ever ask me what my favorite video game genre is, with no hesitation, I would tell you it's 3D platformers. This genre is filled with such amazing games like A Hat in Time, Voodoo Vince, Mario, Sonic, Psychonauts, Jak and Daxter, Ratchet & Clank, and hell, even Mail Mole is a pretty damn fun game. Yes, I get it's a punchline I use half the time, but I do generally enjoy it. But with all the success of this genre, there's one mascot that a company seems to just not give the attention it deserves, and that mascot is Blinks. I'm kidding, it's Rayman. Rayman first blasted his bullshit challenging ass on the store shelves in 1995, and damn did he make a huge impact. He quickly became Ubisoft's cash cow and got ported to every goddamn console under the sun, and even had a freaking edutainment game. What the f— Fast forward to 1999, and he got his first 3D game, Rayman 2, The Great Escape. After the grand success of this game, it was ported to the DS, 3DS, Dreamcast, oh, and it got released on the Ubisoft launcher, and there was a freaking mobile port?! I used to always play this game on my old toaster tablet using an N64 emulator, so I'll probably see Nintendo at my doorstep soon. I also in the future would end up buying the game on an N64 and playing to the last level and experiencing memory code corruption, which put me in a depressive state, but we don't talk about it. Then I ended up buying the 3DS port, realizing it was shit and then never touching it again. But a few months ago, I realized I can play the game on a modern PC, so I gave it a go. I ended up buying the game off GOG for the price of a McDonald's meal, loaded a few graphics mods. Speaking of mods, there's a widescreen patch and HD texture mods out there, so feel free to check those out, as well as Rayman control panel. This will let you use all the mods. Aw man, I really love the menu screen. It pretty much explains the tone of the game you're about to play. A grand adventure with a magical setting. The game starts on Razorbeard's ship. Razorbeard is the villain of the game, turning most of the Gladed Dreams into slaves, which is pretty dark compared to the first game. Rayman ends up being captured and is thrown into a cell with his friend Globox conveniently. After they celebrate seeing each other again, he gives Rayman some of his powers back, which were given to him from Lai the Fairy, the most underappreciated Rayman character in the series. After getting some of his powers back, he escapes the prison, and this is where things kick off. You end up landing in the first stage and meet Murphy, who is your companion of sorts. Now let's talk the controls. These have to be some of my favorite controls in a 3D platformer ever. You got a basic jump, a helicopter glide, which you can toggle mid-air. You can pinch between gaps, which isn't used a lot but is appreciated. You can swing off hooks by throwing a punch at them. And oh my god, even the swimming in this game is great. Ubisoft really knocked it out of the park here. It's hilarious to think the same team made Tonic Trouble. After beating the first level, you meet up with the teensies who cannot figure out who the king is, which always gets a chuckle out of me whenever I see it. This is the most detailed I'll get with the story. This is honestly one of those games you gotta experience yourself fully to appreciate. Each level will somewhat have the same setting with different spots in the world, such as forests and caves, but it's so well designed that you just never really get bored of it at all. They also do throw in a few gimmicks here and there too, like rockets, flying rockets, the level with Nessie I think his name was. All of these are great changes of pace for the game and don't feel shoehorned in either. Every single thing in this game is super polished, and they all work really well. If there's one thing I wish the game worked on though, it's boss fights. Most of these, other than the final one, are honestly kind of easy and don't add much to the game, but the combat is really good. Most of the time when platformers have combat, they're the definition of ass. It's mostly just dodging bullets and throwing them back until you win. Writing here is also super good. A ton of the dialogue is just full of life and made me laugh here and there. I really loved it when Razorbeard eats a lum and the counter goes down. That was just the funniest shit ever to me. I don't know why. But yeah, at the end of the day, Rayman 2 is actually a pretty good game. So you know what that means? I'm going to go online and tell random people on Discord to play the game. Rayman 2 is a 1999 game made by Ubisoft. Ubisoft made Rayman 2.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Play Rayman 2! Play Rayman 2! Oh!